Welcome back to Minions and Misfits, the family-friendly, off-kilter, actual play TTRPG podcast of all time.
Of all time.
I'm Cam. With me are Rebecca and Sam.
Hello.
Hello. I'm Sam.
And I am also Sam.
No, you're Rebecca. That's the joke.
Fine.
It's yes and Sam.
I'm Rebecca.
Sam said no. Period.
Aren't we great at improv?
This is going to be so fun to listen to.
I know.
It's yes and, or is redheaded step-sibling no but.
Nobody's good. No. Period. Not so much.
Not so much. When last we left Thelka and Vengeance, they were in a tower being teleported off of a disgusting dank moor into the wild blue yonder. The listeners didn't see, but I made a wide hand gesture.
Very dramatic. Very apropos.
Apropos. Well, now, all this time later, we find out where they end up. We open on a picturesque cottage sitting in the middle of a busy street. There's a small sign outside that says, Dorothy Gale Museum of Agricultural Excellence. It's in the middle of the Pokes neighborhood in the district of Winky in Oz. As our picturesque scene unfolds around us, the neighborhood is waking up for the morning, and an old man in sort of a service uniform stands contently in front of the cottage. Flute music plays, the sound of businesses, passers-by. It's all very picturesque. And then
Dun, 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 dun,
and then
dun, dun, dun.
a small shadow, unnoticed by any of the passers-by at first, probably the size of a coin, but growing steadily.
Dun, dun, dun,
And then,
dun.
wham! A huge medieval-style stone tower smashes the Dorothy Gale Museum of Agricultural Excellence flat.
Do we see two legs with like ruby slippers poking out?
No, but the old man is still standing, not sure what just happened. His hat now askew to the side of his head, his mustache frizzed, his face covered in dust, his uniform all messed up. And stumbling out from this tower comes who? Describe yourselves for us.
At first you see a small like weasel type thing with a helmet pop out, pointing forks around and just yelling avast.
And then slowly a hand comes out and another one as a young, disheveled woman drags herself out of the wreckage. Thelka is a tall, slender young woman with long, jet black hair pulled back in a loose braid today. Extra loose from being flung around a tower. Her rich brown skin has some extra bruises on it now after being shaken around like she was in a snow globe. And her caramel brown eyes are full of tears of pain. And she says, Vengeance, I don't think we're in the Tower Darkly anymore.
Yeah, what is this dump? And
The old man is just staring.
And Vengeance, who's kind of a stoat, kind of wrapped in a very kind of meager crimson cloth. That's kind of his what he wears as his tunic, with a very bright, shiny, and dented helmet that, if you've ever seen like Monty Python, Sir not appearing in this film, is basically how it fits on. That's how it fits onto Vengeance. And then on his hands, looking like Wolverine, but instead of the three, he has kind of forks on each hand. He's wielding them Wolverine style. And he kind of runs over to the old man. He says, "You!" And he kind of puts his fist up with the fork pointing up at him, even though he's like 2 feet tall. And he says, Where are we, pleb?
The old man is in shock. His mouth is like opens and closes a couple of times. He's like, do you realize what you've done?
Crashed, landed,
That
is all. And maybe gotten a...
you've destroyed a priceless replica of the cottage that brought dear old Dorothy Gale to Oz.
Use words that make sense.
That was the museum dedicated to Dorothy Gale and her friends. The Dorothy Gale Museum of Agricultural Excellence. You destroyed it.
Destroyed a museum. Oh, no.
Vengeance just looks blankly and kind of shrugs.
I'm so sorry. I'm something of an explorer and a museum curator, helper person. Ow, my head. We very much did not intend to destroy your museum. We didn't really intend to go flying through the sky and crash land anywhere.
I think Vengeance scuttles up Thelka's kind of leg up onto her shoulder, and kind of, when you said "ow, my head," he kind of pops in and kind of like checks out your head like a parent looking at it like a baby's head, like, and then he just turns. It's like there might be like a small scratch. He just turns to the old man and goes, "What did you do?"
He kind of ignores Vengeance and looks at Thelka. It's like, well, I guess you wouldn't have chosen to be flung through the air in a tower. As inconvenient as this is, museums can be rebuilt. What did you say your names were?
I'm Thelka.
And he kind of closes the little window of his helmet and kind of postures, or what's that term? What's like he does the two arms raised a la Wolverine and goes, "And Vengeance."
Those are quite some names you got there. Well, it's deeply ironic that your tower fell here because, the cottage, the original cottage, also fell from the sky a long time ago.
That's a very strange coincidence.
Yeah, except instead of falling on a building, it fell on a person.
No.
Everybody was really happy about that, though. She was a bad person.
Oh, y'all are sick.
Well, she was a tyrant.
Oh, well.
I have no comment for that.
I would happily show you some pictures, but they're all under there. And he points at the tower.
Is there some way we can help restore the museum?
Not unless you can lift that. This will probably take a while. Welcome to Oz, though.
Oh, thank you.
That's where you are. This is Winky County, Oz.
Winky County.
This neighborhood you're in is called Pokes. We kind of take everything slow and steady here.
That sounds very lovely. But you said this is the second time a strange building has fallen from the sky and crushed a person or property?
Yeah.
Don't you think you should
What do they
move?
say? If I had a nickel for every time that happened, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't much, but it's weird that it happened twice.
Yes, maybe someone should look into this. Is there some sort of bureau of supernatural occurrences keeping track? Maybe someone we could speak to about interdimensional travel and weakness and the barrier of space-time?
Oh, well, I don't know what any of those mean. I'm just a simple docent,
Right.
but there is a university. Wogglebug University is on the other side of Oz.
Oh,
How far is
I
the
hate
other
nerds.
side?
Well, you didn't happen to come flying in here already having some Oz currency, would you?
Do we, Cam?
No.
I don't think we have any
No.
kind of currency.
Well, you can't take the train then.
All we have is this castle full of gold.
Yeah. We got plenty of gold. He kind of directs your gaze downwards towards the road, which is paved with golden bricks.
Ah.
You're not sure if they're golden or just brightly, vividly yellow, but they look pretty snazzy.
Well, this sucks.
So it'll probably take you a little while to get across the city. You're gonna have to travel. There's a bridge a few blocks that way that'll take you into Quadling County, And then you'll have to travel all the way through Quadling County to get to Munchkin County. And that's where Wogglebug University is.
Well, that...
I'd hand you a map, but they're all under there. And he points to the tower again.
Vengeance kind of motions to Thelka to have like a team huddle.
She huddles.
I mean, while we're here, why don't we look for some, like, treasure or stuff? I mean, like, university will be fine, and, I mean, but, like, there's got to be something valuable here. I mean, if the roads are gold, imagine what the actual treasure is.
Well, you know, before I was, working on recovering some lost artifacts for a local museum in the world we were in, maybe we could find something to make up for everything we destroyed.
Or at least bring it back with us.
We could always get some souvenirs.
Yeah.
Some legally
He kind of puts his hand up for a high five.
Legally obtained.
Shh, 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 and he kind of puts his paw over her mouth. Souvenirs.
Thank you for the directions, sir. I guess we'll start walking. We're pretty good at that. Well, I am, and Vengeance just kind of... He sits up here, and she pats her shoulder.
That or I scuttle.
He's also very good at scuttling.
Yeah.
You don't say. Well, you know, you two better get a move on. Folks around here don't exactly like all the noise, smashing.
Frankly, I'm surprised we haven't
disruption.
drawn a crowd with, this. And some more stones crumble from
You
the
look-
tower.
You look up from the guy, there's just like 2 dozen people just standing around like grumbly looking. One woman is wielding a rolling pin.
I think Vengeance will kind of motion to Thelka again.
Follow my lead.
And he kind of jumps on the ground in front of her and puts his hands on the side of his head, and his mouth goes agape. He's like, oh, wow. And he kind of just starts walking backwards.
Thelka, not being as good at pretending, takes her scarf that's kind of got lovely gold embroidery, and if you unfold it, looks kind of like a snake. And she just wraps it around her a little more snugly and kind of covers her face, does a little like hide into her scarf situation as she follows Vengeance and shuffles back into the crowd.
So one of the first things you guys notice about your new environment, everything's way more, well, you don't really have a word for it. If it were Cam, Sam, and Rebecca describing it, I'd say it looked a lot more like the early 20th century than pseudo-medieval world that Thelka and Vengeance originally hail from. The people's clothing is very strange. There's a lot fewer layers than you guys are used to. You're used to like pantaloons and brocades and
Forks.
corsets with dresses and layers upon layers of clothing. You have, you know, in retrospect, looking at it, it makes a lot more sense that people would dress this way. The men have a shirt and a jacket. Some of them have a vest. Others have hats. Single layers of pants that go all the way down. Simple shoes. The women have dresses. Some of them a single layer, remarkably enough. Even the women sometimes have hats. You haven't really spent much time in the courts of nobles, but you remember the nobility of your world wearing big giant wigs and fanciful giant hairdos. But these people just have regular hair. Regular haircuts.
What?
It's strange.
What about your
Everything's very clean and tidy, except for, you know, the rubble. And everything's shiny and well kept. It's nicer than just about any city you've ever been to. As you travel in the direction that the docent pointed you, you kind of get a sense of this neighborhood. And as you get farther away from the tower and the crowd that it drew, you notice people are going about their day. And the people of this neighborhood, true to what the docent said, seem to take everything at their own pace. Meandering, definitely not striding, but, you know, moseying, that's a good word for it. They just sort of go at their own
They are
pace.
dancing through life, you might say.
Yeah. Shopkeepers are calmly and quietly opening their doors and sweeping their stoops.
I feel like Vengeance would motion to Thelka to like kind of stop someone who they're passing by, and Vengeance kind of sticks out his hand in front of Thelka's face, be like, "I'll handle this."
Excuse me, knave. Where are your valuables?
Roll it. Go ahead and roll me a d12 to see who you stop.
A 6.
Now roll me a d6.
This is disconcerting. 3.
Okay, so you guys kind of wave down a group of 3 people. At a distance, they look like normal people, but when you get closer, you realize that they are made entirely out of metal,
Oh.
which is not unheard of where you're from. Neither of you have ever seen like a sentient golem before, but these people have all manner of like small windows kind of on their torsos where you can see gears whirring and clicking. One of them has a little key in the back of its neck that is kind of just slowly rotating. And they look at you strangely, presumably because you're dressed kind of shabbily, I guess we'll say, compared to the average Ozian.
Clothes are a little
Considering he's
dusty and
basically
torn
wearing
from
like a
being
rag.
shaken around a stone tower.
Oh yeah.
One of them goes, excuse me?
Where are your valuables, knave?
At my house?
And where is that?
I don't know if I want to tell you that.
Where are you going with this, Vengeance?
Bye-bye now. And they just kind of walk away.
That was less successful than I hoped.
What were you hoping to
They-
achieve?
I don't know, to find out where some valuables are.
To take?
I mean, to appropriate.
Vengeance. I know you've been a stoat for a little
Possibly
while now,
misappropriate.
and we've been out in the wilderness where we can sort of just take things, but that's not exactly how society works. We've got to figure out
I wasn't asking for, like, his value. Like, I wasn't looking to rob. Just, like, where are the valuable things? Like, you know, we went to that one town, and that old crone said, don't go to the cave. And I said, why? And she said, because there's valuables there that are haunted, and we went anyway. Kind of like that.
I see. I see where the mix-up is happening. They may not have that here. That tends to happen in creepy old towns in the middle of the woods or on the edge of a cursed bog. We seem to be
Wait, they don't have any old crones?
I don't think they do. I think all of
Are
their...
they killing their old crones?
No. I think their old people just aren't crones.
So what you're saying is if I see an old person, I shouldn't call them old crone.
No. In some places it might be... You might be able to call them grandfather or grandmother, but we should assume not, just in case. We should figure things out a bit more. And maybe get some better clothes and blend in a little more.
Good idea, young crone.
Oh, I know of a tradition in many different worlds where we might be able to get a little bit of valuables.
And where's that?
Thelka looks for a fountain and checks to see if anyone's been throwing coins in it.
Yes.
Okay. What do I want you to roll for that?
Rollin'. Keep those dice a rollin'.
Right.
Make a wisdom check.
Huh? I was jamming. What did you say?
Wisdom check. Wisdom
so
check.
what do I roll for a wisdom check? Cam, explain how I play this game for me. And listeners.
In Black Hack, a skill check is just a d20. You're trying to get under your ability score.
And my wisdom is 10. So we got a 50-50 chance here, folks. 3, so that's a success.
Woo!
Yippee!
Nice. So with a little bit of searching and just some general recall of where in a place you might find a fountain, you do manage to find a small neighborhood square with a fountain in it.
Yes.
Roll a d4 for me.
D4. 3.
Okay. So with a little bit of looking in this fountain, you do manage to find 3 green coins, each about the size of a real-world silver dollar. So relatively large green coins. And they have, let's see. I gotta find who's on them. Okay. So they have a silhouette on them that looks kind of like that, just the head part.
So it's like a lady with long black hair and a little dainty crown.
Yeah, and a big flower.
With a big flower.
Huh. Okay. Wanna get some clothes then?
Yes, let's see if this is enough to buy clothes.
Is there a clothing
with
department? Or better yet, Vengeance takes one and kind of runs up to like an old man kind of sitting in a rocking chair outside of his house or something like that. Goes, and kind of just throws the coin in front of him and goes, "Give me your clothes."
The old man's just like, I don't think they'll fit you.
Huh. You're right. Give her your clothes.
Wait, no.
I mean, if you need some clothes, well, I mean, you do need some clothes. You guys look terrible.
Yeah.
But
I feel terrible.
there's a clothing store about 2 blocks that way, and then another block that way.
And I think Vengeance kind of kneels down and kind of very surreptitiously and suspiciously grabs the coin as though the man was going to take it, even though the man has made no motion to do so.
In fact, hasn't moved since you started talking to him.
Rocking back and forth.
You guys must be new around here, huh?
Yes, we just dropped into town.
Nice.
Is that what
Nice.
is that what all that commotion was?
No.
No.
All right. well,
But
like I
what's the
said.
clothing store. Would this be enough to buy clothes? We haven't exchanged our currency since arriving here in
oh, so you're new in town.
Og?
Oz.
Yes.
Well, what you got there are what we Ozians call green pennies, or GP.
Oh. Are there not green pennies?
No, just the green ones.
Then why not just call them pennies?
They're actually minted a couple of neighborhoods over in this very county. That being said, 3 of them, given that one of you is tiny, I think 3 of them ought to get you. It won't get you the nicest digs, but it should get you
As
something.
long as they're not full of gravel, I think it'll be all right.
Yeah. Just wait till you get to the clothing store.
Thelka turns a pocket inside out and some, like, rocks and a puff of dust come out.
A bat.
Well, thank you very much, sir. We'll be on our way.
And
No problem.
I imagine like Vengeance grabs a little bit of the dust that just fell out and like kind of throws it down like a smoke bomb and kind of scurries away after her.
To the clothing store.
The clothing store. You get there, and even though you're not totally sure what a block is, with little difficulty you manage to kind of figure it out. This city is laid out in squares where the roads cross each other. You figure one of those squares must be a block. You manage to find your way to a store with a nicely hand-painted sign that says Nesbitt Secondhand.
Nesbit.
I wonder what happened to his first hand.
I sold it, friend.
Ah.
You look up and there's a guy standing in the doorway sweeping.
Ah.
He's got one of his hands is wooden.
Oh, I feel bad.
Oh, don't worry about it. It's the very first thing I sold at my secondhand store.
You should try putting a fork on it.
I have. It works pretty well.
I like this guy.
I like the cut of your jib, friend. What do you need?
Well, old crone. Crone.
Don't, Mr. Nesbit. She points to the sign. Mr. Nesbit, not Crone Nesbit.
You can just call me Nesbit. Mr. Crone was my father.
Mr. Nesbit, we were looking for maybe some traveling clothes. We're looking to.
Oh, I think I've got
do a good bit
something.
of walking, so maybe some sturdy shoes, if you have any.
I think I've got something I can help you out with. Couple of green pennies, I can outfit you nicely.
Perfect.
It's not going to be the height of fashion or
Oh, that's
anything.
fine.
You're not gonna turn any heads in quadling or anything like that. But we'll get you set up.
Perfect.
Come on in.
And they go.
And he gets, like he said, for 2 green pennies, he gets you both outfitted fairly nicely. They're secondhand, but they're nicer than any clothes either of you have
That's
ever
right.
had before.
Rick shopping every day. Never buy new clothes.
I'm gonna go pop
Always
some tags.
thrift clothes.
Do they actually
Got
have
2 green
clothes
pennies
for
in
a
my
stoat?
pocket. You kind of managed to improvise something.
Okay.
I actually know they do. They do have clothes for a stoat. They're currently residing on a taxidermied stoat,
Ah.
but they're a little musty smelling. But
kind of into
they're
it.
still nice. So describe to us what do Oz, Thelka, and Vengeance look like?
I think Thelka found some clothes that are somewhat faded, but still fairly rich and bright royal blue blouse and mid-calf length skirt, which she has paired with more practical boots that perhaps were once work boots, but have been so broken in that the brown leather is pretty flexible, and so they're comfortable on her ankles, give her a little support for walking. She has those laced all the way up, and she found it didn't match exactly with the blouse and skirt, but she found a yellow hat to go with it. One of those kind of, it's not a bucket hat, but the more old-timey, almost 40s kind of hats. That's a bit of a dome shape with the ribbon around, and the bow that once was there has come off, and instead she is going to pluck a flower from outside and put it in that bare spot.
I'll be honest, my mind is wiped. I'm trying to think of what he'd wear. He's never really worn clothes
And
since
gets
he's
to
become a
actually wear
stoat.
clothes.
I feel like but knowing Vengeance, I feel like he preferred Commando, honestly. Like, and so he's kind of like hesitant to actually, he's kind of weirded out by the fact they actually have clothes.
I feel like Vengeance would be wearing like a little bitty pinstripe vest.
Yeah, make him look like the mafia just a little bit. Like a bruiser.
Yeah, exactly.
He wouldn't want to get rid of his helmet, and I feel
yes.
like the helmet really does not work in this environment. So how would that work out? Because he would be like refusing to get rid of the helmet.
I think he would just wear the helmet.
For sure.
I feel like he would just try to find like, I don't know. I feel like he'd probably get like a woman's overcoat and like cut it to half length, and so he has like this very thick trench coat looking thing that like he goes with his helmet. Kind of like Batman after, what's it called? Like Batman by Gaslight or something like that.
Oh yeah. Okay. So we got the new action figure of Thelka and Vengeance. Their new outfits. Nesbit gets you all fitted up. You give him your 2 green pennies, leaving you guys with 1,
Adjusting my
Can we kill him now?
and you're can be back on your way.
Oh, by the way, Nesbit. If one were to look to try to adventure or magic, if you will, how would one do that thing in Oz?
Well, you got to be careful using magic around here. Some folks don't like it, other folks don't mind it, but it's hard to tell which is which sometimes. There's plenty of people who can do it, but if you don't have special permission from the queen, well, it gets a little bit dicey
Is
when you start using it out in
is
the
the
open.
queen the one on the green pennies?
Yep, that's her. He points to her picture on the coin. That's Queen Ozma of Oz. She lives in the exact center of the city, in the Emerald Citadel.
And where is that?
The exact center of the city.
Oh. That makes a lot of sense now that you say it.
You should be when you depending on which direction you're heading, there's a couple of bridges on the edge of the neighborhood. You may be able to see it from there if you look upriver. It's pretty astounding if you've never seen anything like it before. And even if you have.
Is it anywhere close to the university?
Well, the university is on the opposite side of Oz, of the of the Emerald Citadel. He kind of takes you over to an old yellowed map in a plain wooden frame that he's got hung on the wall. It shows a layout of Oz.
Huh.
You guys are in Winky County, and Munchkin County is over here. Let me see if I can find exactly where you are. So you're right there. I can't get it to focus, but you're right here.
All right.
On the near side of Winky County. You guys got to get to this bridge, and you're traveling through Quadling towards Winky.
And if we were
towards Munchkin.
were to want to get more monies, how would we go about doing that?
Well, some folks may have some odd jobs for you. I believe you mentioned you were heading towards Quadling. If you cross the bridge here in Pokes, that'll put you in Little Utensia. That's where a lot of metalsmiths and folks like that live. They might be able to find some work for you.
Little Utensia?
Little Utensia.
Oh, okay.
It's where some of the best blacksmiths in all of Oz live there. So somebody might have some odd jobs for you where you can earn a green penny or two.
I don't know if we can do much for blacksmiths.
What about weapons? Do they make weapons?
They do.
Ah. What kind of weapons?
All sorts.
Like what?
Swords,
Ooh.
knives.
Ah.
Do they make kitchen utensils?
Ooh.
They do. They do make kitchen utensils.
Ooh.
That would be good for you, Vengeance.
Yeah.
But maybe we should head to the university first and get a better idea of how we got here and how we can leave when we're ready to go.
Oh, well, if you're trying to get to the university, then Little Utensia is on your way. You'll cross the bridge into Quadling, and you'll be right there in Little Utensia.
Well, I'll never say no to stopping to smell the roses or to, get forks.
Or to enact vengeance! And he kind of poses and points up to the ceiling.
She gives him a little scritch on the head.
He kind of starts like patting his foot. What's the thing that like, dogs do? It's like like thumping his foot. Like.
Just that.
So nice.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for your help, Mr. Nesbitt.
And
Don't mention
Vengeance
it.
kind of like gives him a gracious bow.
Safe travels to you both. Enjoy your time in Oz.
And he kind of looks at him straight in the eyes and smiles and goes,
I'm glad I didn't kill you.
I'm glad too, friend. May we meet again.
Oh yeah.
We're off to go to the university. That didn't work. We're off to the university. Nope.
And go to see the nerds.
They really are the nerdiest nerds if ever a nerd did nerd. That works.
Nerd, the nerd, nerd, the nerd.
The nerd.
So, true enough, you get to the edge of the neighborhood, and there's a bridge crossing a fairly wide river. I'm trying to remember what the river is called.
what color is the river?
It's blue.
Oh.
It's watercolored.
Watercolor? How pretty. I love watercolor rivers and paintings.
Aw.
The Quad River.
Hanging out on the
I was
quad.
going to say this sounds very college.
As you-
Aesthetic.
Yeah.
Hello, fellow kids.
As you cross the bridge and look down the river, just like Nesbitt said, you get a view of this gigantic, gleaming collection of bright green towers.
Oh.
And you can tell, like, they don't just call them Emerald Citadel because they're green. They look like they were made entirely out of emeralds.
We should
It's-
steal it.
No.
That's the whole interaction.
Right. Yeah, hear those lines like 80 yard in as the camera pulls out from where Thelka and Vengeance are walking across the bridge to show us the grandeur of this new place that they find themselves in. And next time, we'll see what they get up to in Little Utensia.
One short day in Little Utensia.
One short day, Utensia.
And
Pig farts, here I come.